Hello and welcome to Fragments of Remains, session 14. I know I had gotten wind. A little birdie told me that Clue was a little tired, so let's all try to tell a good story about something that happened this week to cheer him up and get that blood pumping a little bit.
Cheer him up.
How about you, Alencia?
Man.
How was your week?
Well, it's been great. I had a great week where nothing happened, and I am very enthusiastic about it for some reason.
Anything, Zanashi?
Been moving.
I meant like where
Other
you
than
moved
that,
by Alencia's story. but but that's fine.
Did you like the tone I applied to my story?
You just been moving away, packing those boxes, getting everything situated.
yeah. I mean, taking stuff to the damn curb to throw out too.
Yeah, a lot of people love that. I'm sure the people who pick up the trash look forward to it every day.
They're gonna hate me, man. Cause dude, I got like 9 or 10 big black trash bags. I got a treadmill out there. Um, I got my regular trash. I got 2 trash cans full of trash. Um, and then some other odds and ends I just threw on top of the trash.
Modar, how was your week?
For the most part, it was good. Getting ready. I've managed to build 98% of my new PC. Just trying to get a graphics card still, but everything else is running good. It's nice.
Oh, remind me that I have something to show you dealing with maps. I want to get your opinion on it, but also
Cool.
show you an idea that I had. But, Togo, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I did like almost nothing this weekend, which was great. I haven't done nothing in like 2 months on my weekends.
I actually had the same kind of weekend. After Friday, which was my little brother's birthday, we had like a surprise party for him at Universal and got him like a year pass so he can kind of go like whenever he wants kind of thing. And rode the new rides that were there that I haven't seen in a couple of years. And then after I got home from that, pretty much went straight to bed and then did nothing the rest of the weekend. So it definitely felt a little bad at the end, but it felt great while I was doing it.
What new rides they got now, man? Because I went, the best one was that damn rock and roll roller coaster or something like that.
So they added on to more of the Harry Potter world. Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is pretty good. From what I understand, they have a new Velociraptor roller coaster going up in the Jurassic Park area. You can actually check out all of their roller coasters on their website and do like a virtual of it to see what it's like. But the Hagrid one was the newest one that I had done, and that one was awesome. But I love roller coasters,
Oh hell, me too.
so. But anyways, I'm glad that everyone had a good week, and looking forward to get into tonight's game. But let's go ahead and have you guys do the recap. I mean, your session for last session was kind of flip-flopped from 2 weeks ago, where we started out in a bit of RP and ended with a bunch of combat. Last week we did a bunch of combat and ended with RP. But I'll let you all break it down. So whoever would like to take the reins, feel free.
Well, we were in a bit of a sticky situation when we started, with Alencia running off and me and Zanashi following, and then Modar was smart and grabbed a horse and passed us. And then we fought the drow and the spider, and it was not a very fun fight. And it was, I made a yo-yo of Zanashi, but then the drow died and the spider died, and then Zanashi skinned her.
That's true. Zanashi did skin the drow after you guys killed her.
What? Then I guess we traveled down. We packed up and traveled south, and we were trying to get to some kind of town where we could rest for a while, and we ran into some people on the road. What was it?
It was a minotaur, a human, a dwarf, and 2 gnomes.
2 gnomes. Yeah. And then we started heading off towards the town that they came from, which was Akenbaum.
Yes.
And I guess we learned that they came from a mine that had like a ship that was underground that seemed suspicious.
Yeah, so that they were attacked by ghosts there, and they're going to go back, rest, and then they want to leave and go to the city to the south, which is named
Mito.
Mito. Yes,
Right.
yes. They're looking to go to Mito to get some help from the guild. What was it? The wheat the Wheat Civet Guild in Mito.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or if I even spelt that right.
I actually had to look up what a civet was, but that's how I say it. It might be civet. I could be saying it wrong too, but it's basically like the best way to describe it is like it's resembles what when I looked at a picture most reminded me of like a badger.
Okay, gotcha.
And we have the longest name yet, Ken Wanabella Trollsword. Is what I have written down.
Yeah, that was the dwarf woman. And
Yes.
then we've got the Minotaur was
Prunark?
Prunark, yes. Prunark.
Yeah.
There you go. I will post those in chat for you.
Because I'm pretty sure I got the spelling off of guessing them, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Geradel Hisa for the human, and then Silwyn and Silkus for the gnomes.
And Zanashi was trying to play matchmaker between me and Gerodel.
I was succeeding.
We don't know that yet.
I hope I was succeeding.
Alentia was in a state of confusion, maybe from the drow encounter.
Well, also because she doesn't pick up on social cues.
Let's just say it was from the drow encounter. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. Apparently, this is a good time to be set up in a relationship after nearly dying to her own family. But yeah, sure.
Listen, you always find a relationship when you're least expecting it. And if I would be expecting it after being ambushed and nearly being carried off by unknown relations, like I can't tell you, I wouldn't expect it.
One could say nobody expected it.
Exactly.
There's a couple more things that I had written down specifically. If you guys can't think of what those are, just let me know.
Other than hitting on the, listen, we're interested in the ship that was down there. They're trying. They were. Oh, there was
We
there
did
was
pick
at least
up
one
that
of them.
sword.
The leader of the drow that we were finding is named Larbrian Milo,
Yeah.
I believe, and she was killing everyone but Alencia and bring her back.
Note that we found, yeah, the note that Modar picked up off the body that I've used, used my spell to read. Yeah, that they were just that basically, yeah, the rest of us were only to be brought back if we were useful, but they wanted Alencia.
And then Alencia went on a Japanese apologizing spree. and I can't think of anything else that happened.
Yeah, I think that about covers it. I think.
All right. Well, then we'll just leave it there. That's pretty good, in my opinion. One of the other things, Modar, your note about the dream that you had.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
That is pretty much the only other thing I had written down. So,
I dream about my past.
well, after meeting up with this mining group, as odd as they may be, everyone seems to have at least somewhat taking a liking to them, as they directed you down the road to Achenbaum, the tavern, and at least a place to lay your heads for a little bit. While the village may not be in any size relation to Moga or Vala, it's definitely going to be better than sleeping outside. But keeping a pace with each of them as you're making your way towards this village, you'll begin to see like the village come into view. While it is getting very late at night as you're making your way into the very early morning hours on from April 9th moving on to April 10th, you see most of the town's condition being very poor. A lot of the wooden structured buildings run down. You can see where some of the roofs have collapsed in some of the residential areas, and what you would assume to be the businesses, like the tavern that is 2 stories tall, kind of uh, towering over the rest of the village, it still looks to be quite run down. Maybe it's just the way the shadows are falling, or perhaps this village is just that, a poor village. As you make your way in, Yoridol will say, well, this is it. It's not much, but the tavern is just down this way. Yeah, you can't miss it. You'll see a blue goblet on a sign. That's it. That's the freezing goblet. But as for us, we'll be heading down this road. If you all will be there in the tavern in the morning, perhaps I can take you up on that offer and show you the Shrine of Olin.
It sounds lovely.
Well, I guess almost good morning, but good night for now. I'll see you all hopefully at daybreak.
Later.
Okay, so we going to the, we left at the tavern.
Just like a little bit down the road, but the village is quite small. Again, the tavern is the only 2-story building, so you guys can easily make your way there. It's not hard at all. Just take you a couple minutes.
And what time did you say it was?
You're actually getting near 1 o'clock in the morning. You would have gotten there quite a bit earlier if you weren't keeping pace with their walking speed, but because of deciding to travel in a group, it did add a couple of extra hours to your time.
Okay. Yeah, I think we go to the tavern and call it a night.
Absolutely, yeah.
They want to call it a night, not me.
I will be calling it a night.
So yeah, Alencia will just get rid of her OCD in the tavern and then go to her room.
Are you going to be going with them, Zanashi, or are you just going to do your things now?
Um, I'm going to make it look like I'm going to stay in the tavern, but I mean, as soon as they're in their rooms, I'm going to slip out.
You said it's a pretty late. It's like a small port town type of situation.
Correct.
So when we go in, well, once it would have gotten dark, Modar would have called out his owl to kind of keep an eye on things while they're going. And when we get there, he's gonna have the owl take a perch on the roof of the inn to kind of keep an eye on things and make sure no drow or anything like that come in. And if they do, to alert me the best that he can. And then I will set up when we get to rooms, I will set up an alarm in my room.
Well, when approaching the tavern, you'll all easily spot the blue goblet that hangs on the sign just over the door, indicating the tavern itself. And as you lay eyes upon it, you do confirm that there is no shadows or lights kind of playing tricks on your eyes. This is indeed a very neglected inn. You can see that there's holes on like the front porch, the balcony area. You can see that one of the three steps that leads up to the balcony is actually broken and doesn't seem to show any sign of being repaired soon, as the wood's begun to like rot away after resting against the ground. You can see the door uh, nearly hanging off the hinges as it's looks to be kind of just leaning against the frame, and some of the windows busted out, some holes in the wall. But once making your way in, you will find the establishment to be quite empty. And definitely in comparison to what you all are used to. Well, there are a couple of patrons enjoying some beverages and winding their night up. You can see most of the staff cleaning and getting everything put away. A male elf stands behind the bar. I'm sorry, a female human stands behind the bar. And quite tall with red hair and green eyes. You can see that she has quite dirty clothing on, probably from the hard day of work. Ah, it's quite late to be coming in at this point of hour. What are you all doing here?
Looking for a place to stay if you had some rooms available.
Yes, would that be one for each of you, or perhaps you all would like to share?
I don't know about them, but I'm getting my own room today. I'm tired.
I'm sure we will can pay for our own rooms. That's fine.
Sanashi, Modar, one
Yeah.
room.
I'll take my own room.
It's fine. Yes, doesn't matter. One room or shared is fine. I can have my own. It's depending on how much space you have here, sir. Ma'am.
Oh, well,
Damn.
we have 6 rooms available for the evening, so the 4th is definitely not an issue. And it's nothing too costly. It'll just run you 4 silver for the night.
I'll put down 20.
That's a little bit too much. You'll have to take a couple of those coins back.
No, I don't.
You
That's
have consider it a down payment on breakfast tomorrow.
Ah, why, sure, we'll do. I'll make sure that I wake you all up myself. Is there any specific time that you'd like to be woken in the morning?
When the sun comes up, you can knock on my door, but knock it lightly.
Oh, don't wake me. I'll
I-
wake when I. Whenever.
I'll be the one in charge of waking people up. Don't worry.
Fine, fine. She'll kind of brush her hands against her apron. My name's Winu. Pleasure to meet you all. Does look like the road has not necessarily been the kindest to you.
It's been a long couple days. I'll give you that one. But I'm just happy to be able to get off my feet for a couple days, or for a little bit. And...
Well, you definitely seem tired there, little halfling. Well, if there's anything I can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. Let me just get your keys.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you have anything that can take, well, stains out of clothing?
Well, I've got a couple of remedies that my grandparents had taught me long ago when I was a child. I will need a bit of time to gather some supplies, but I can see that done for you.
Wonderful.
Here. And she'll reach under the bar and grab 4 keys, taking the silver off of the bar and placing the keys down. Each of your rooms are right next to each other. This one is first door on the left. This is the second, third, and fourth.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
She'll take the key and bow and head up.
I'll take my key and just kind of mosey about a little bit, waiting for them to go to their rooms.
She'll go inside and lock the door and begin sewing together the open cuts and stitches of the clothing that she wears.
Togo's going to bed. He's tired, yo. That was a long night and a day of travel afterwards. A long day.
That kind of went into a long night as well.
Yeah.
So is Modar in his room already?
They'll follow the group as they go up.
What a plot twist it would be if Zanashi ends up sleeping tonight.
That'll never happen. Any village that I have made that has a shrine, I am living in fear.
Oh, keep you on your toes, DM.
Yep, but it's fun because now I'm just putting question marks near all of them because they might not exist anymore.
Why
He's gonna take them all out because of me.
No, like if you destroyed it or something, then I'd delete it. But
Oh,
Why does it feel like destructive events always happen in every town we enter?
I
We
don't
can
know.
never figure out who does it.
Okay,
It's
so
almost like it follows us.
once they enter their rooms, I'm going to, casually stroll out of the tavern, and I want to go check out this shrine.
all right,
I'm
well,
assuming since it's a super small town, it don't take me very long to get to it.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's not a large village at all. You can get there very easily. Just kind of making your way about, maybe asking a little bit of directions here and there, but there's literally this is like a subsection of what you guys were kind of in like Moga in comparison. So when you finally do make it to the shrine, You can see that there are 2 dozen candles, more than halfway burnt down. 1 or 2 even kind of burnt out, as they're just kind of smoldering with a little bit of smoke coming from them. But you do see the Shrine of Olin, a large bronze statue of the Golden Father, and you can see all sorts of offerings placed around him, gold, food, personal objects like wooden dolls and things of that manner.
Is there anybody around?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. So, while going through the town, you ran into a couple of people, but this shrine is actually located towards the the outer edges of the village. And as you look around, you see 2 individuals walking by, but off in the distance, seeming to pay no mind.
I'm gonna start gathering up the coins.
All right.
He no need this gold. And after I gather up gold, I want to start inspecting the statue. You said it's bronze. How big is it?
It's approximately 8 foot tall, and like the same kind of width as a normal person. So I would say like maybe like that Goliath uh stature or frame.
Okay.
The coins in total, you will get 7 gold, 13 silver, and 16 copper pieces.
I have a bad feeling about this.
How many copper?
16.
Okay, I'm going to. I don't feel like I want to take anything off the statue tonight. So I'm going to take one of the candles. Make it 2 of them. No, I'm taking one. I'm going to take one candle. I'm going to blow it out, and stick that candle as it wax dries
Mm-hmm.
right down where its pecker's at.
Got it.
And just kind of giggle, and I'm going to go back to the tavern.
So now the statue of Olin has a over halfway burnt down candle for a pecker, as you put it.
I was trying to keep it PG for the stream.
Got it. I'm gonna go ahead and add that
Maybe,
note to my shrine.
Maybe PG-13.
Well, after you snicker to yourself, you're making your way back to the tavern.
Yes.
I'm just picturing that in my head and how funny that would actually be.
Sadashi thinks it's funny.
Well, as you make your way
That's
back,
really all that matters.
right? As you make your way back in, you'll see Uinu there, and she'll say, "Excuse me, please. You were friends with that drow, correct?" Didn't get her name.
I am. What of it?
Here's, she had asked for something to pull stains out of clothing. I got these herbs from the back. It said it would take a little bit, but I guess she was maybe thinking it would take longer, or perhaps just too tired. But if you would be so kind to bring these up, it seemed that you two had a little bit of a connection.
I could give those to her, but I would probably wait till the morning. I don't want to disturb her. She's resting. But I do got a question of you.
Yes.
Do you have you happen to have a bath or anything?
Unfortunately, not for customers. It's just a private one, but we could. I don't mean this in an insulting way, but perhaps I could get you one prepared for in the morning. It would have to be outside.
Has it got something to make it private?
Oh, yes, yes, of course. I wouldn't have you out there for the world to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't want none of those men, filthy men, looking at me.
I agree, they can be quite dogs, to say the least. Makes me feel quite uncomfortable.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'll make sure to give this to Alencia in the morning and seek you out for that bath.
Wonderful. I will make sure that that is taken care of and hopefully exceeds your expectations.
Have a good night. And I'll head to my room.
Good night.
I'll just keep on walking.
And making your way up to your room, going in and retiring for the evening, just as the rest have pretty much done.
Well, yeah, I try to get as much as the stitching done as possible without rushing too badly, and then go to sleep.
So,
Be back in 30 seconds.
Valencia, can you give me a sleight of hand check, please? Yeah, you're able to get them pretty well stitched up. It's still going to take a little bit of time. Like, there's a lot of cuts and tears in this attire, but you're able to get a good chunk of it completed, and perhaps just a couple more hours in the morning or the next day whenever you have time.
Back.
I don't want this to get too ruined. It's like a memento to me. I should probably just stop getting myself involved in so many things. But it just seems like a lot of things involve me, and I wish it didn't. Oh, man. And she's gonna go to sleep.
Okay. Just last check before we go through to where everyone's waking up in the morning. No one had anything else to take care of, correct?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Well, after getting your rest in, everyone can complete a short rest. So if you do have any hit dice that you need to spend, go ahead and do that now. And
I used all mine up. I don't know if I have any.
you get one back after using them. So if you don't have any at the moment, then unfortunately you can't use any, but you'll then at least have one for your next short rest.
Oh, okay, then I should have one then.
Yes. Yeah, actually, yeah. You should actually really never technically be at 0, because even if you use all of them, you'll get one back and then be at 1, yeah.
Yeah, and we never got into a fight or anything or used any of that. Yeah, we didn't have anything else then.
I see. Still not back at full yet.
I am.
So, Alencia, by the time that you kind of like come to focus after your trance and everything for the night. Like you're meditating. You'll notice that the sun has peaked, or not peaked, but has creeped up over the eastern horizon and is kind of peering in through the window that goes into your room. You can feel a nice breeze from the outside, as the seals on this window are not very good. You can even hear some of the wood creaking. Judging from the time of day, you would guess that it is nearing 9 o'clock in the morning.
All right. And she'll get dressed and start. Well, actually, she would go down to the bar first.
Good morning. Did you get those herbs from your orcish friend?
Herbs? Oh, I'm guessing she has them then. And not yet, but I managed to get this stitching done, and I appreciate you helping out as best you can. So I wish to help out in return and help you uh, get done with your morning duties.
Oh, well, there's not much to take care of. The only thing is to finish bringing in some water from the sea and getting a nice bath ready for your friend. Everything's been taken care of already, and, well, with the amount that you had left me earlier this morning, well, that's more gold than I normally see in a couple weeks' time, so you've definitely helped me more than I could ever imagine.
Oh, I see. When you say friend, who do you mean?
Mine or yours?
Well, you said that you were getting a bath ready for my friend.
No, you're, well, after I introduced myself, I guess you all were so tired that you didn't want to exchange names, but, the, the large one, she seems like she would snap your neck off if you said the wrong thing to her, but, I mean, it's quite easy. The other two that you're with are both men. That friend.
Oh, right. Strange. Okay. Um, and she'll look around, and if there's any like glaring problems that she thinks would help out the bar, she'll try getting it done. Like anything that's beyond just cleaning off tables.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things to get repaired. I mean, you'll see like chairs that are like got some of like are part of like the legs missing. So like there's like a couple of planks of wood kind of put underneath them to keep them level. The holes in the floor, the walls, things of that nature. The door that's messed up. There's quite a lot of things. So if you wish to take on a like carpentry task, that can easily be done.
Yeah, I'll see what I can get done in like 30 minutes or so, and then I would wake everyone up.
All right. So for the 30 minutes, can you I know that you don't have any like wood carving skills. So can
Mhm.
you just roll me a d20 plus your dex mod? Just do like a flat dex check. All right, yeah, like you can get a couple of the things like taken care of, maybe like putting a couple things over some holes so people don't like trip or break an ankle on them. But within 30 minutes, a lot of these tasks are going to take much longer than that. You're able to like straighten up and then get like a couple things like small tasks taken care of.
Right. And then just little things, and then she'll start going upstairs to wake everyone up. It's the morning.
What? Oh. Whew. Whew, that was much better.
Modar, you're awake?
Yes, slowly waking up. Give me a moment. It was a long day.
Zanashi, are you in here?
I'm here. Is it time to get up already?
Yes, and I believe we're all meeting at the shrine.
Why are we meeting at the shrine?
I believe we said we would, right?
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Alright, well, everyone try to look their best, and she'll head downstairs.
So while Alencia's waiting, is there anything in particular you guys are gonna get done, or just get dressed and then meet her downstairs?
I
I'm
get
just gonna
dressed and
say,
Yeah, at this point, Modar's very interested to see what's going on with this ship and this mine. So his mind's kind of in that direction right now. So he's ready to go down there.
Alencia would order drinks for everyone based on what she knows about them.
Okay. What would you like to order? Let's see how well you know your party.
Well, I've never taken alcohol in my entire life, so I know for a fact that Alencia would go down the list like ever since they first met about things that they like and things that they don't like, and typically like what kind of drinks they prefer and stuff like that. And so she'll try to order the things closest to that sort of thing. For herself, she's gonna get water.
All right. Well, as each of you make your way down, you'll see Alencia sitting at a quite worn out table with chairs to kind of match and drinks sitting at each of the chairs.
I'll take what looks like the most sturdy of the chairs.
As you sit, you'll hear like a little bit of a creak, like, and then it
I'll
seems
hop
good.
in one of the chairs, unafraid.
Good morning, Valencia. How are you doing today?
I'm doing much better. I'm almost completely healed up, and my clothing is almost finished.
Oh, it's good to hear.
I believe that lady said that you had something for me.
Oh, she gave me some herbs. I kind of got hungry last night.
Damn it, I was about to say he ate 'em.
I ate the herbs. They weren't bad, were they?
What?
I'm just kidding, Alessia. I'll pull them out.
Okay, thank you. I think I know how to use these.
I give you a 50-50 shot next time as to whether she does eat them.
Alessia didn't know how to respond.
Just what?
You ate them?
So anyway, I mean, I don't mean to like spread any gossip or anything, but did you say anything about ordering a bath?
Uh, Why do you ask?
Oh, well, I just thought it was weird because we all went to bed at the same time, and I thought everyone was asleep before I was.
I came back downstairs, but yes, I gotta wash that filthy elf that I skinned its blood off of me, so I need a bath.
Yes, skinning another elf seems to be inconvenient on your skin. She'll awkwardly drink her water.
Do that loud gulp. Ooh.
Well, we're all here, and I'll collect your drinks, and we can go on ahead to the. I'm embarrassed. I don't actually know what the shrine's called.
It's just a bronze statue.
I'm sure it's more than that to these people.
Wait, how do you know what the shrine is?
I overheard someone say it was.
It's fine. You didn't go to bed right away. I'm sure you did some sightseeing.
Excuse me.
With that, I will get up and walk out to go do my bath.
I was just about to say, excuse me, just so you know, the bath is ready. It's just right around the back. Go this out the front and follow when you can't miss it. We set up a few things to make it more personal and private, but the hot water is in the wooden buckets, and then there is also a cool pot of water in the kettle.
Oh, you have warm water?
Oh, yes, just place it and
Look forward to that.
place it above a fire and keep it warm for quite a while. You won't want to use it right when it comes off. Boil your skin, clean off your bones.
Or we could just put the pot over the fire with the Zanashi in it.
I kind
Make
of
a stew.
eyeball Togo. Why would you do such a thing to me?
Make a stew.
Y'all are always trying to put me to sleep or trip me or hit
Listen,
my.
I'm not the one that goes charging up attacking random bards, okay?
It wasn't a random bard. That guy is the guy from the Ice Lookout. And
I think that's
I was
questionable at best.
going to kill that guy when I see him.
Exactly. And the other time you were trying to kill us.
No, the other time they executed someone without just cause.
I did not try to put you to sleep that time.
We knew. Thank you for your service. And she'll hand her some silver.
No, the only time was
I
when
only tried to do that when you were swinging an axe at me trying to kill me.
I think I'll go take care of a few things over here.
That is wise.
That person's like, "What the hell?" Okay, so I'll talk to you. I'll finish this conversation with you later, Togo. I'll get up and I'm gonna go to this bath.
You go do that, and the rest of us, I believe, will go to the shrine while it's still morning.
I don't need to see the shrine. I am fine to just kind of see whatever else is in the town if we want to go by there, but
I don't mean to force you. You can do whatever you want.
And I'll just catch up later.
we were going to the shrine to meet the other group, right? Was that where they said they were going to meet us, or did they just say they'd meet us around town?
Correct. In the morning.
okay, we can go meet the other group. I'm fine with that.
Yes, I believe. I'll be
Whatever you
honest.
wish to do.
I believe that they may have They may have stumbled onto something that we are looking for.
The thought of a ship underneath the ground sounds too eerily familiar to some of the descriptions of oddly placed ship parts that we're looking for. So
Yes,
I
I
had the same thought, Modar.
definitely agree with that. We will see what it is, though.
I see. I'll get up and go.
All right. So, Sanashi, you've gone to go take your bath, and the rest of you are gonna mosey about Achenbaum and meet up with the other the mining group. Uh, go to the shrine, things of that nature. So, not really much to worry about with Zanashi's bath. So, as the rest of you start to make your way out after a few moments after Zanashi had excused herself from the conversation, can each of you give me a perception check? The three that are heading about: Togo, Alencia, and Modar.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. Um, Alencia and Togo, so you take a look up and down the streets now that the small, poor village is able to be kind of taken in the light. You look down towards the east. You see a few people kind of making their way about, and no one seeming to move with any purpose. And you look up towards like the west, and then this is when you will see Miss Hiza making her way down. The rest of the mining group nowhere to be found. And as she kind of like lays her eyes upon each of you, she'll give like a nice wave, and you'll see a smile kind of stretch across her face. Well, morning to y'all.
Morning.
Good
Oh my
morning.
gosh. I feel like a new person this morning.
Well, um, as I said, I'd meet you all here in the morning. Sorry for getting a bit of a late start, but we didn't get in till the wee hours of the morning, so just took my time, slept in a little bit. Um,
I'm
wait,
sure we all needed to sleep in though.
aren't we missing one?
Oh, she's taking a bath this morning. She ran into some muck before we got in and wanted to clean herself up more.
Strange, I don't remember that at all, but well, I guess my mind might have been elsewhere. But anyways, I know it's not much to see around here, but I can at least give you a little bit of a tour, point out some shops and things of that nature, and as we make our way to the shrine.
Sure.
Absolutely.
All right.
So are most of the people in Achenbach, is most of it or the economy of the town from mining, or is that just kind of a few of you that do that and the town does something else in terms of income jobs?
Well, everyone has their own trade, and uh, but a lot do kind of make their means from mining. Some from fishing. The sea's not too far away. You could practically smell it when you're on the west side of the village. Water even comes up to some of the more southern areas. And like she'll kind of gesture down towards the south part of the village, where you can see some small fishing docks from your current location. And also begin to point out, well, that right there, that's Dice's smithy. That one is Stunry's pottery, and this one Munder's carvings. It's nothing much more here than that, but if you just keep coming down this way, towards the little bits of towards the outskirts of town, we'll make our way to the shrine.
Lovely. Looking around, I know this place, I'm assuming, is very poor. From what I'm gathering, it's not. There's not a lot going on here in terms of economic production.
Correct. There is not much going on here at all.
Pretty run down sort of area.
Oh yeah, every like building that you're passing has quite a bit of like structural damage to it. The businesses and shops being the more upkept structures of the town, but still run down in their own right. But the residential, like the homes, you can see that there's like some small structures attempting to contain about like 5 to 10 individuals here and there, and holes in the roofs, things that you had kind of just seen in a repetitive fashion.
Okay. All right. I'm guessing we don't see a lot of people around, just some people here and there.
You will see, I mean, I guess it depends on like what your definition of a few people is, but you'll see roughly about 50 individuals, and everyone that passes greets each other. This seems to be a small, like, tight community.
Okay. What do they have at the carving store shop place?
Oh, well, Under has some excellent bows, staves, and things like that, of course, but he also dwindles a bit in uh, poisons and making sure that those arrows have that little extra, oh, I guess how you would say, kick to it.
Okay. Interesting. I like him.
I am quite interested in this pottery place. My master used to teach me such. It was some fond memories.
Well, Avith is definitely a strange individual, but quite the artist in her own right. Well, most people don't like to know where her things come from. They definitely enjoy, well, the product.
I might learn a few things about it.
I understand that.
Well, yes, did you have something?
Oh, I was just wandering around here. You do have waterfront and fishing, but there's not much of a trading port, I take it then?
No, these waters are far too shallow to have any ships of any means come in. Well, good for fishing and sending out small boats. We would need to extend the village quite west to be able to find deeper water.
Are there any villages along this coastline that do have some shipping?
Well, your best bet would definitely be Mito. I hear Moga's practically torn all to hell. I can't even believe that you all traveled through there. And luckily that you didn't get yourselves smashed into pieces or anything of that sort.
We are able to take care of ourselves to a certain degree.
What do you mean Moga's all? What's wrong with Moga? It was a fun city.
Well, they have those two leaders that are practically using the city as their own war field. I've heard there's been quite a bit of destruction.
Oh, I think that's gonna solve itself relatively soon. Based off the events going on when we were there, I heard that
It was
the Order of the Light maybe
right. It
taking
wasn't
over.
the most pleasant place, but
Well, anyways, here it is. What in the hell? And as you all look towards the shrine, you will see this quite large bronze statue carved quite miraculous, like quite expertly, and then a little less than a half burnt out candle attached to its pecker.
what a lovely statue.
That's not supposed to be there. And then she'll like reach over and attempt to pull off the candle.
Huh?
Looks like someone has a sense of humor.
Not mean to click that, my bad.
And
Am I
when
missing
she,
something?
when she does, like the candle will kind of just like break off, and there is a good amount of like the wax from whomever has like kind of pressed it, so it's like smudged a bit, and now she's like having to like scrape it, trying to use like her nails and other tools in order to get off the rest of the wax from the candle. I rolled a natural 1 on removing a candle. What the hell?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not supposed to be there? I can help you get it off.
Phrasing. But anyways, no, it's not. Who in the hell would have done such a thing?
Looks like a child's prank to me.
Disgusting.
You would think a child would know better, even.
She'll
I'm
just
not
like,
quite sure who did this, but
what? If it was a child, what are you gonna do? Yell at him or her till their ears bleed? You couldn't hit him for such a thing, even though they might deserve it.
That's fair.
everyone
Oh,
does
well.
need to be taught some manners, though. And especially with something as important as a shrine, I find it quite disgraceful.
Oh. Kids will be kids.
They will. Well, I did want to ask you about this location that you found with the ship.
Oh, yes, the
actu-
mine? Well, I wouldn't worry about that for some time. And the Wheat Civet will have to clear that house before anyone goes in there anytime soon.
It's actually not so much the mine that's interesting us, but the ship sounds like something that we had been looking for. It's actually part of the reason why we came down south. And it's not exactly what we were trying to find, but an underground ship sounds about as close as, or the closest lead we've had on what we're looking for.
Well, just to be clear, that specific ship, it doesn't, like, belong to someone, does it? I'm sure it has, but you don't know who it...
If that ship I saw
Originally.
belongs to anybody, those people are long gone. That ship has not seen sun in years upon years. I would even guess hundreds, maybe even thousands. But I mean, who knows really? I'm just speculating. I wasn't able to get anywhere near it. It's surrounded by water, and as soon as we were beginning to make the next shaft and create a tunnel, well, that's when everything went to hell.
I see. And oh, Zanashi's coming.
Zanashi, as you're like walking up, you can see where his has like kind of like grasped this candle in frustration to where it is like indented with her hands, and you can see where there's like wax all over her fingertips, and that the statue seems to have been defiled.
Hi, hello everyone. I finished with my bath. So what's going on here?
Zanashi, someone defiled the statue.
What do you mean?
We think it's some kids trying to pull a prank, I believe.
Ah,
But it's fine. Kids will be kids, and they won't be forever.
yes. Kids will be kids. What did they do exactly?
Oh, they shoved a candle in between his legs. Ah,
That's funny.
Not really.
Zanashi will just kind of smile.
Well, that's
Valencia will-
nothing to giggle about. I'm sure that you wouldn't appreciate it if you one of the gods that you looked up to was defaced in such a way.
Yeah, it was just kids, though. I mean, kids do humorous things.
Regardless, we were just having a nice tour.
just looking around the village, town.
Learn anything interesting?
Oh, there's a
Quite.
couple shops, but we were asking her about the ship that they described that was underneath the ground.
You said it was like ghosts or spirits that were around it and guarding it, correct?
Yes.
If you had a few more people with you, do you think it would be something that you may be able to have gotten closer?
No. Well, I can swing an axe and defend myself. Well, only the my gnome companions have any sort of formidable capability that could hold anything back. Any, well, any basic weaponry that you would find at like a smith shop. Well, it seemed to just go right through it or have little effect at all.
Understood. No, but none of you have magic items or enchanted items that would help you deal with such a thing.
She'll just shake her head no. Unfortunately not.
That is unfortunate. Maybe. And I suspect that means that nobody in this town deals in such items either.
No, no one has any sort of skill of that nature. It's why we thought it best to inquire the help from the Wheat Civet. They, well, their leader is quite inclined in the arcane arts.
From what I have heard while on this tour, this town seems to be run by be doing well thanks to the community itself, rather than specific leadership. It's more so like everything the basic necessities and anything to protect themselves with. Not always the best stuff, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, our person that looks over us, CC Sev, she's, well, fair, but keeps, I mean, her way like a bit of a distance from everyone. Just mainly seeing to the cities or the village's defenses, and, well, with no threats, that's quite easy.
Right. Well, as far as these spirits that are apparently around the ship, I suppose it would not be any problem if we went there to specifically take care of it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We didn't have much of anything to really put down besides a couple of gems for payment, but I can assure you that that mine is full of all sorts of riches. Well, the destruction that may happen since we've been gone, but I'm sure you'll find quite a bit of, I mean, something to make it worth your while.
We do not expect payment. I'm sure whatever we find at the ship would be enough.
Oh yes, salvage rights would be what we would consider to be payment.
Well, you can salvage all you like. That mine won't run dry for hundreds of years. There's much more below the surface than we've found there in the past. But if you mean salvage the ship, I don't even see how you would get it out of there.
Perhaps there's lost treasures in the ship.
Well, like I said, with whatever agreement we've come across at that point, as long as we would be able to travel back and forth through the mines, that would be our concern and our payment as to how
And
we move the items from the area.
And if doing this would help out the town in the long term, then it's more than worth it.
and if we investigate and realize that we alone may not be able to clear out whatever's there, I would gladly come back up to help clear out after going and maybe trying to find more people in Mito.
Well, I'm not going to tell you each what to do with your own lives, but I would at least wish that you'd heed the warning. I don't know if you have anything that would be able to harm and vanquish some of those creatures, but if that's what you wish to do, I can mark it for you and at least give you a location, make it easier to find, and perhaps even I just head straight to Mito anyways, probably later on today, just to reassurance, making
How
sure
long?
that we can get that back.
Understand. How long would it take you to reach Mito?
2, maybe 3 days, and don't have any steeds like uh, each of you, but I can make a pretty good pace.
Well, to be truth, you before we could go into the mines, we would definitely want to relax in your town here for a few days and get some rest and build up our strength before going in, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you all are looking to go there and on our behalf, I would never tell you no. You take all the time you need.
Understood. I just still learning the laws of this country and don't want to have to worry about getting in the way of whatever rights you have to the mine or whatever the guild has, whatever claims the guild has to it as well.
Well, I mean, if there's nothing there when they get there, then she'll kind of shrug and say, I can't stop bandits or anything of that sort of making their way in. And I mean, perhaps if they even just find a little bit of gems here and there, they would find that to be sufficient. While there might be a lot, I do kind of mean more so that need to be mined and excavated. It would take a bit of time.
I understand. Would it be possible to ask you to hold off heading there for 3 or 4 days?
I wouldn't have any issue with that. Well, mhm. Give me time to rest my feet and take it easy. I'm not in a hurry to get back there until it's safe. So until then, I planned on spending most of my time either here or in Mito anyways.
Well, what I meant was wait a few days before traveling to Mito to inform them.
Oh, yes, of course. I was saying, like, whether I left to go to Mito today or in a few days, probably be waiting there or here until receiving word that it's safe.
I understood. Like I said, I'd rather not run into anybody else looking to make claims inside the mine, if possible. And any of your companions would like to join us, they are more than any of your they're more than welcome to make sure we're not doing anything uh, outside of what we say we're doing. I understand we're just travelers we met on the road. Wouldn't expect you to trust. I'm sure these trust us out of just our short meeting here.
You did say something interesting. You said in Mito there was someone who was knowledgeable about spirits and such things.
Yes, the leader there, I believe her name is Samira, if that my memory serves me correctly. Yes, Samira.
Okay. We had been told that a lot of magics and such were, if not outlawed, looked down upon going down by Mito, and I didn't know if that was the case or not, but it got me thinking.
Well, every time I've been there, they always have a check at the gates going in or out. If you have any magical capabilities, they've placed like a badge of some sort upon you, which nullified your magic abilities. And well, I don't know how much of it to be true, but they also said they would know your location, and if you took it off, I personally think a lot of it just to be a way of scaring. But using magic inside Mito is punishable by death. That is certain. Well, if you're a part of the guild, and sure that gives you some privileges.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, I'll be here for a few days, but if you have the map on hand, perhaps I could show you where the mine is located, and then we can enjoy ourselves for the next couple days.
Yes, that would be.
I have it right here. She'll pull out the map.
And can I make a check to see how likely I think what she's saying is fact or myth about the
Yeah.
tin and the being?
Give me an insight check.
Well, no, I mean, like I believe she believes it, but like what she's saying, she said she doesn't know how much of it is actually true or how much of it is like hearsay. People, like I guess I'm looking
About
to
the
make
badges.
about the badges and what they can do.
You can roll me a. I would say actually that you more than likely, well, not even more than likely, you definitely haven't heard of anything about this. This would be new information to you, even with being somewhat familiar with like the guild and things of that kind of nature. Um, that's not really boasted about.
So I've never really heard of any spells or anything or items that would be able to track or do things like that, kill somebody's magic ability or
Oh, definitely. Like you've heard of spells like that, but you definitely haven't heard of like a badge that would do something of that nature, like an item specifically.
all of those different things. I've definitely heard of those individual things being separate spells, but no, like all of it
Yeah, not in
combined.
like a combined one. That's correct.
Well, it would seem if that is true, it would be some very powerful magic doing something like that.
Well, Samira is quite strong, and as she begins putting a little mark on your map, and right here where I'm pinging is the entrance to the mine. It's right there along the shores, like the northwest side of the little cliff sides there. It's quite easy to see, especially when you're on the shore. But uh, yes, Samira's family is, well, said to have been here since the dawn of Elista. Her family has never faded from existence. It's a quite powerful family lineage, if you ask me.
Impressive.
Yes, indeed. Seems like they've got quite the hold on Mito. You said those cliffs. Is there an easy way to get down there, or do we need to? Or will it be not be a problem at all? Will we have to find a specific path, or is it hidden away?
Oh, you'll have no issue. There's plenty of paths and uh, made easy enough to at least get some carts up and down as well. But you have to remember when we're pulling a full haul, and you can't have anything too difficult. A straight path is always best.
Absolutely. I just wasn't sure if it was already set up for that, or if that was another one of those things you're still in the process of building up.
Oh no, the mine's been running for years. As I've said, well, I could see myself retiring and that mine still having plenty of value within it.
Fair enough. And
But,
nobody is currently working the mine, correct?
well, if they are, they're probably going to die soon. If they're not already dead.
Understood.
Lovely.
Well, thank you very much for the information. Let you know if we find
And
anything.
everything else you've done for us.
Well, you look at that, there's no offerings here either. I bet you those kids took the coins and things as well. And she'll reach into like her coin purse and put down a couple of copper coins in one of the bowls.
I'm sure
That's
them taking something like that would bring bad luck or curse them in some way, wouldn't it? If your god was of any power whatsoever.
Well, you can be sure of that.
Well, what if your god took the coins? I mean, you're offering the coins. I mean, what do the coins just stay here or do they disappear?
I'm sure that's not quite likely considering what was on the statue in the first place.
Maybe that was
This is
him
clearly done to
demonstrating
disrespect.
his thanks for the offerings.
Valencia will stop listening and put in like 3 gold pieces.
Well, I'm sure Olin will smile down upon you for your generosity. But, well, I will give you all a few days. I, well, will be here in town. Quite easy to find me. My house is right down this way, and she'll point down a road that heads to the north and say, it's the last one on the right, and with a, well, I guess you could call it a door. It's more of a cloth that kind of adds a little bit of privacy, but other than that, you can find me quite easily. And whenever you're ready for me to begin heading towards Mito, I can take my leave.
Well, thank you.
Yes, we appreciate the all the information, and hopefully we can help you out.
How big is the statue, by the way?
Like,
About 8 foot.
yeah, roughly 8 foot. It's like a relative size to the like a Goliath.
Okay.
Be right back.
I think Alencia would be a bit suspicious based on how Zanashi was talking.
Well, we'll get to that part in a second as his takes her leave and wishes you all a good day and again offers any services that she can provide if you all need any help answering questions, anything of that nature. Um, and as she like takes her departure, you give Zanashi a little bit of a look, starting to look her down, like up and down Alencia, and then that's where we'll go ahead and take a break. Zanashi, I'm assuming, went to go swap over the laundry. I'm not sure, but we'll take a small 5-minute break here and be back at it shortly.
All right, be right back.
We're back. All right, and we're back with more of the Fragments of Remains. So, Hiza had just taken her leave, and then that is when Alencia starts looking over Zanashi. And Alencia, you get the feeling that Zanashi knows a little bit more about the situation at hand. The snickering may have given her away.
She's gonna just sigh and then look down. So, we have some time here in the town. What do you all want to do?
I don't plan on doing too much.
I definitely suggest that we rest and relax, regain our strength, and then I really want to go check out this mine. Um, no, I'm not saying that we will be able to take care of the spirits in there, but um, it's definitely worth a look.
You wouldn't have happened to found a candle shop while y'all were out and about, did you?
No, why?
Oh, just curious.
Excuse me. And she'll begin walking off.
Out of character, did we uh investigate the sword that we got from the drow to determine if it was magical or if it was just poison on the blade?
No, I can do that. That's not a problem. I haven't done it yet, no, but we can.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we had done that or not, but Togo wouldn't have known if it was magical or not either way. He just would have known that it hurt.
Looked at it, but I did not like do like a detect magic or an identify on it.
Yeah, like you pretty much just know like the visual aspects of it being like a dark green adamantium sword and then having like a light to almost bright green on like the edges of the sword. And also when I did go back and make sure most of my notes were correct, um, you guys did point out that you're loading up like as much as you can and carrying it with you, which was practically everything. So um, there's a lot for you to actually look at and examine.
Yeah, and so during our rest, I will definitely start there. I will ritually cast, detect, or identify. Yes, ritually cast identify to see if I can identify the item, and then from there, uh, start looking through the rest of the items.
Got it. So you are going to start with the last drow that you had killed, correct?
Well, there was only one sword. The one sword looked different than the rest of them, correct?
Yep.
The one from
That
the
was
last
that
drow.
was from the last drow.
Yeah.
So you're going to identify the short sword.
Yes.
I take it as a yes.
Yeah, I figured as much. I sent him uh, what you learned from it um, in Discord.
Yes, this is definitely a very, very potent sword.
Is it? What does it do? Besides stab people.
Did you already that plus 10 3d6?
So that's the 10's the average, right? From the
Okay, got it. The 10's the average. Okay. All right, that makes more sense. All right, sorry.
and
Well, this is
also
definitely
this is what I'll do for you. The part on the top, like you would still learn these attributes with identify, but that actually has nothing to do with if it's magical or not. It's just the second part, just so you know.
what's it, okay. So it is or is not. Can I tell if it's if it's
It
magic
it
or not?
is. It is. I like without giving too much away, like if you have a like +1/+1 weapon, it doesn't mean that it's magical, it's just better crafted.
Gotcha. So that okay. So like a +1 is not automatically a magical.
Correct.
Wouldn't be considered a magic or something like that.
That is correct. This one you're looking at is, but because of like the second part, like the second line.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. So just okay. Out of character though, mechanically speaking, does that mean that these weapons would be considered magic damage? Just that part that's in parentheses would be magic damage, or the whole weapon does magic damage?
The whole weapon would be magic damage.
Okay. All right. Well, this sword is very good. It's gonna give you a much better chance of hitting, as well as give you a better chance of doing damage, and then it does poison damage on top of the normal damage.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Who is something tells me that this would be perhaps a Valencia. Do you know how to use a short sword?
I'm gone.
Oh, you're not there. Okay. Uh, Togo, can you use a short sword?
Yeah, yes.
Something tells me. I don't know. I know you don't like to usually get that close in a fight. Either yourself or Alencia, I would say, would be the best bet for this. I myself am not very. I'm not proficient with such weapons, and I will hand. If you want it, you can have it, or we can hold on to it, and I can give it to Alencia when we see her.
We can offer it to Alencia, but if she has no interest in it, I will use it over my weapon.
Threw it in our Fragments of Remain chat. Well, this would definitely be useful going up against spirits. And would I have any idea about other things that might be more damaging to spirits and ghosts and things like that through any of my studies or, years of going through the libraries and stuff like that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a history check. So, most spirits, things of that nature, that kind of fall into that like undead category, have a lot of resistances, immunities, obviously, thanks to just normal weapons being already dead and perished of life for the most of the sins. But you would know that a lot of them are quite weak to radiant damage. I would say like they seem to not be as powerful in like bright light that it seems to almost burn their skins.
Well, um, Togo, do you have any? The other thing I'm thinking is, I remember reading something about spirits and whatnot. Do you have anything that does radiant damage? If you do, I would make sure you have that prepared and ready to go.
I don't think I do. No, I can't say that I do. Most of the magics I use are mind magic. So I don't know how that'll affect spirits, but we can try.
Not so sure how much of a mind they will have left at this point. But who knows? Maybe they'll be easily confused.
Who knows? It's worth a shot, though.
Um,
Sanashi, any input? Uh oh, he might be muted,
Or asleep.
or or asleep, or hanging up clothes. I'm not sure.
What did you ask?
Did you pass out? What happened?
Slightly.
I said
Is there
any
anything else
any
you
input
want-
on this conversation? I mean they're talking about like who's gonna get what, and you didn't have anything to say.
And nothing. I didn't hear anything that I wanted.
I didn't think a short sword would be much up Zanashi's alley.
I've got my weapon.
Yeah, I was about to say she's got the elf cleaver.
Mm-hmm.
The elf
From
mutilator.
Elf
another
mutilator.
shrine that I
And then and then I guess start going through all the rest of the stuff. If there's anything of value or that looks noteworthy, take it. If everything else looks pretty mundane, take it around to the different shops here and see if we can sell it.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Anybody gonna be able to help me with that?
I cannot. I'm not proficient in it, at least.
Fair enough.
Well, good roll. So, along with all the other stuff that you had already been made aware of, like the armor, the hand crossbows, and other things, after taking a good look at some of the rest of it, you'll notice that this crossbow, this hand crossbow that you had gotten from the last drow that you killed, seems to be a little bit better made than the others. And when examining the bolts and taking quite a bit of time going over this and confirming it, you'll see that each of the bolts have that property. They're not magical. It is just like something that's like dipped in.
Okay, yeah, it's like a poison.
Correct.
But so the crossbow is just really sturdily built. That's why it's got that that adjustment. on
And
it.
all the bolts, not just like these 20, you would have collected like the other ones from them too.
Does this poise like looking at it? All right, that's the information I got. Gotcha. Well, is anybody proficient with these hand crossbows?
I mean, I can use a crossbow. I don't know if anyone else can, but
Well, I believe these smaller hand crossbows are a little different unless you're proficient in all.
I don't know. Do they count as a simple weapon? If not,
It's a
if they're
no.
separate from crossbows, then no.
They are separate from crossbows.
Oh, I didn't know that, but no. I guess not.
Well, maybe Zanashi would be proficient with these
It's a material.
What kind of weapon is it though?
hand crossbow.
I mean, but is that simple or martial?
Marshall.
Yeah, I can use it.
All right, I will throw that to you, Clue. Or actually, no, I'll throw that right in.
So it's just a regular hand crossbow though.
It's
There.
yeah. I was gonna say. I was gonna
Oh, I
about to.
wasn't looking at. I wasn't looking at Discord. Now I
No,
see
no,
what
no.
it is.
Like he had gotten that message like in a PM. I was about to
Yeah.
copy and paste it over for you.
I already done it. Yeah, I already did it. See, he gave it to me to check out, and then I'm choosing whether. If you guys want me to just like throw it in your individual PMs like he's doing to me, he can. But I'm just like I said, if nobody's, I'm just throwing them up for, hey, anybody want this? And when I'm doing that, I'll throw it in here. If I'm going to specifically hand it to somebody, I'll just throw it in there. Sorry, Kyle. I didn't mean to mess with what you were doing.
Nope. I just since you're the only one taking a look over them, then I'm giving you the information. That's all. So like I said before, I'm trying to find it. The total you would have now a total of 140 bolts with adamantium tips. That all of these bolts have that poison capability. But once they're used, then that's it.
Okay.
Well, I guess unless you figure out how to make more or something of that nature, but the crossbow doesn't give it the ability. It's just the bolts itself. Other than that, when you're looking over everything else, it is just what had been listed. All of the short swords are made of the adamantium, which you had already known. The bolts, the adamantium tips, the chain shirts. Fortunately, those are just regular iron, steel, of varieties of that, but nothing more top of the line, we'll say.
And as far as we know, the adamantium, does that do anything other than add value to it? Like typical D&D, like silver does, like it bypasses.
Yeah, it adds a significant amount of value.
Okay, it's just a value, but nothing combat wise.
No, nothing combat wise.
We could the adamantium swords here. We've got the individual there. If she's heading into Mito, she may be able to sell those there for us, or we can take them to the smithy here and see if it's something that they can afford. I don't know if Smith here would be able to afford something like that.
I don't know if a smith here would be interested in buying a score of adamantine weapons. That'd be a lot of their money tied up in something that, honestly, I don't know if there's a market for here.
That's what I was thinking as well. But it doesn't hurt to check, I suppose.
Well, we can check, but
Well, while you guys are contemplating that, during the time of going over each of these items, making sure of their full capabilities and whatnot, Alencia, You walked away from Zanashi after figuring out a bit of, we'll say, what she was up to. What are you running off to go do, or what is it that you're doing?
Well, depending on uh, how big the town is, I don't think she went that far away, but she sort of just excused herself with a disappointed look on her face and went to go sit down at like a public bench or a log, and then takes out her herbalism kit to use the herb she got to remove some stains. And that's all she's going to be concentrated on at the moment.
Well, when you open up that herbalism kit, you'll notice that it is a variety of different types of herbs. Uh, and while you're unsure of exactly like how this is going to work, you do see a little note that's like sitting upon like the on the top, and it says like rub in, cleans any stain, and then has a name, and I'm trying to remember Wainu, that's signatured on the bottom of the note.
Say it again?
Wainu, the tavern owner.
Okay, gotcha.
But after like taking a handful and just like rubbing them back and forth on the clothes, you'll see that any stains almost immediately begin to be absorbed by each of the herbs. As they change in color, you'll see it removing the stains from your attire.
This could be handy. And she'll put everything away and just remain sitting there.
Can you give me a perception check, please? Okay. Anything else?
She's just contemplating there.
All right. Zanashi and the others, anything else they'd like to get done, or we just pretty much, like we were saying before, taking those items to see if they could potentially be sold at the smithy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
See if he'd even be interested in it.
Yeah, all of the chainmail, everything. I mean, even I have no use for the arrows. I don't believe. Give me a sec.
I'm just gonna be following along.
Well, if Zanashi's taken the crossbow or the hand crossbow, maybe she'll want all those arrows or the bolts.
Yeah, that's up to her. Yeah, like I said I don't have any use for them. I don't believe.
Yeah, that's what I kind of assumed already.
Well, do you want the 140 crossbow bolts, or are you gonna take a smaller?
Oh,
number?
I thought you said 40.
No, it's 140.
It's 140. Yeah, yeah. There's
I must
there's
have
quite
missed the 100
there's
part.
quite a lot. You could sell half of them and still have a good amount on you. That's for sure. But I wasn't sure if you wanted to get rid of them because of the properties that they had on them.
I mean, yeah, I'll just take half of them.
Togo, do you use if you use a crossbow, the crossbow bolt is the same for both, right? The hand crossbow is just a smaller crossbow. It fires the same size bolts, correct?
As far as I know, yeah, I don't think there's different size ammunition for them.
I would take
Keep in mind
like
that you found these weapons from Drow, and you happen to know one.
so you can guess that she would be able to know how to use it as well.
You're not there.
But I'm not there. I'm not there. Who said that? Nobody.
Caw, caw.
I would definitely take some. I didn't think about that, but yeah, I'd take 45 at least.
Well, I will say, as you all are making your way up, you can see what appears to have once been an iron tower, while mostly rusted away and only 1 story tall at this point. Any of the repairs would have been patched up with wood. You can see a plume of smoke starting to emit from the top, and you will see I do believe a male human kind of making his way around, cropped silver hair and hazel eyes, and a curly handlebar mustache. He is currently heating up um, his furnace and just getting prepared for the day. And you lay eyes on him. Well, hello there. It's a nice, lovely day. It'd be Dice the name. What can I do for you?
Hi, Dilsey. I mean,
Dice.
Dice. We had some objects we're wondering if you might be interested in purchasing, but just kind of scouting out, seeing if there's any interest in them.
Well, I don't mind taking a look at the wares, but I don't have much coin. And from like around the corner, you see a red fox with white tipped tail come out and begin to stretch its front legs and give a nice big yawn. You'll see Dice give like a bit of a smile as he lays eyes upon the fox. Long day already, huh, Appa? But anyways, what do you all have? And perhaps I can take a couple of things off your hands. Let's
Show them
It's the chainmail and the adamantium swords.
He'll pick up like I can't afford this, and definitely can't afford any of these. Hell, unless you all are looking to trade some work for some of these wares, I don't see how I can help you.
Is there anybody in the area that may be able to afford anything like this? I did hear that you did have some mines in the area, so I wasn't sure if there'd be anybody here that would be interested.
Munder might have, well, a little bit of an inclination for these kind of things, but, well, I don't even know if he has enough coin, but I guess it's worth a shot.
Well, thank
Who?
you, good.
You said?
Munder, he runs the wood carving shop just a couple of buildings down.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
No problem. Like I said, if you all need any work that you're willing to trade anything for, let me know. But other than that, you'll have a good day.
Will do.
I just follow along. Keep my mouth shut.
Well, making your way down, going toward just the next couple shops, you'll see probably one of the nicer structures in this town. It doesn't have any holes or anything of that nature. You can see even the door is hung properly on the hinges. Above, you'll see a sign that says Munders. Upon opening the door, you'll hear a little bit of a bell. Ding, ding, ding. Ah, welcome, welcome. What can I do for each of you?
How do you do today?
Doing quite swell. How about each of yourselves?
Pretty good. We had some objects that we didn't necessarily have use for, and we're looking to part ways with, and we were told you may be interested in them potentially.
Maybe. Don't have too much coin. Just waiting for my shipment to arrive back from Mido.
Ooh, what was your shipment to Mito?
Oh, sending some poisons and potions of that sort, and along with bolts, arrows, longbows, all sorts of things. The guild there, well, they seem to have taken a liking to my wares, and well, I can see them to be almost like clockwork, making a purchase once a month.
Oh, that's lovely. I bet that's a good source of business for you.
Yes, quite. Well, let's take a look. Um, let's see if there's anything that will strike my fancy.
Hmm.
And
We'll give him the.
all the same items.
What would strike your fancy?
Yeah, Modar's. Yeah, I'm not holding anything back.
Well, to be quite honest, I didn't think that you'd have this much on your wares. Well, I could use some of these. This would be kind of nice to add in, and well, I could take a couple of these chains from you, but I don't have enough gold to buy all. If perhaps if you're willing to come back in a couple of days, I can make a little bit of a finer purchase. Maybe even enough to where you would cut under a bit of a deal.
I think we'll be staying around town for a few days. Was the plan, right?
Yes, at the moment, and even if, like I said, and I will show one of the swords out, pointing at one of those. I figure if you are doing business with the guild down there, they may be interested in things like this, and if you just would like to be a middleman, or if you would prefer us to sell them to you, we can either use your contacts or however you prefer to do. We new to the area and really don't have any contacts ourselves.
Well, you all seem like a nice bunch, so and I'm quite sure that you're aware of how these style of trades go, but if you were to sell it to me so then this way I could make a profit on it, you would be getting much less in your trade. It would be easier for you, yes, but if you're looking to get as much coin as possible, perhaps taking it to Mito yourself would be a better option. But I would be more than happy to take this off your hands. You just understand it would definitely be at a bit of a discounted price.
With your you said you've got shipments going to Mito on a regular basis, once a month. You said.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you provide security for those shipments, or do they? Or are you using a company to do that for you?
No need. These roads are quite safe. Anywhere near Mito, well, any bandits or anything of that sort wouldn't have the right mind to cause any trouble. any of the goblins, kobolds, gnolls of that nature have been either driven into the Nyansima Mountains or out into the plains and the desert to, well, die, I assume.
Okay. Well, seems like you have a propensity for keeping clean roads around here. I appreciate that in the society.
Well, everybody does, that's for sure. For sure. But if you all will be here for a few more days, perhaps, well, 4 or 5 days, 6 at the most, I expect my payment to be arriving, and then we can chat more about your wares. Um, if you all don't have the time, I could take a few of these, the chain from you, and I have about 250 gold I could part with, perhaps 5 for the 250?
I think we're gonna be around here for at least a couple days, but I don't think it hurts. If nothing else, we'll come by before we leave and try and make our deal then, and see if your shipment has come back and you've gotten paid for your wares.
Well, that would be fantastic for me, and I would be much more able to purchase quite a bit more. You don't get much chain like this. This is quite nice. But if if you're staying here, I assume that you're at the inn. Perhaps I could even just come to you.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are actually.
that would be perfect.
Well, then that I shall do. You expect to see me in a couple days, less than a week at most. Other than that, I look forward to speaking with you in the near future.
Besides talking to
Sounds
him,
perfect.
I don't have anything else I would really want to do.
Yeah, I would through the next couple of days start looking at some of the scrolls I've got here.
Zanashi just still following the group. Eventually, all you guys are just gonna make your way back to the tavern.
Yep.
Alencia, have you found your center of peace yet?
I'm trying not to derail the group tonight.
Trying to get to bed.
She would probably just stand there for an hour, and then after that, she would um, pace around the town for a bit, then eventually just go back to the tavern.
All right. Well, if everyone's plan is to hold until hearing from Munder at this point, we can move forward. If there's anything that you guys would like to discuss around this time of meeting back up at the tavern, it would be getting to be evening after taking quite a bit of time to go through each of those items and make sure that they are what you anticipated them to actually be. And after the confirming and finding that you're unable to sell it for what you may want to sell it for at this moment, there does seem to be a gleam of hope in the future. But if there's anything that you guys would like to discuss, you can take care of that, and then we can fast forward it to that point if everyone's cool with it.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Cool
I
with that.
just sent you a list, a PM with the spell that I've got on my list that I'm going to be working on in any extra spare time I have. I'm taking care of the weapons and items first, and then the spell is second priority. So you tell me how much time I have to do that with.
So we're going to be heading out, right? To Mito?
we're going to the mine, I believe. The idea is to take our long rest, and then go to the mine. That was
Okay.
my thought process.
Okay. I'm
Same.
going to the night prior to us heading out to the mine. I want to go back to that shrine.
Alencia would walk into the tavern at some point, assuming that you're all there and you're like identifying stuff and or whatever. She'll just go. Sorry, I just needed time to myself. Is there something I need to do?
We'll say at this point, like where we're at right now would be nearing 6 p.m. as everyone's reconvening.
Right.
Zanashi, I heard what you said. I just wanted to like make sure we're all on the same page for the moment, and then we'll get to that kind of stuff later. And then Modar, I have your questions, or your answers for you, but we're get to
I
that
understand.
when we get to it.
Yep. No, I understand. Yep. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page there. Let you know what I wanted to do
No,
during the
I appreciate it,
long
because then
rest.
I can get it ready.
What's been going on?
Oh, we were just looking at what can be sold here or in other places.
I see.
Yes, and we may have found an item that may be useful for you. Are
Where'd
you
you
able?
find it?
It was one of the items we took off of the drow that attacked us. This short sword is very powerful. I don't know if it's something that you are able to use or not.
I can certainly use it. Sorry. Shivers.
What's wrong, Alencia?
That sword really hurt when it was used against me, and it's
And
very potent and very dangerous.
it is. And wouldn't you rather be inflicting the damage on someone else opposed to it being inflicted on yourself?
True, it's just very painful, and I've never inflicted that kind of suffering on anyone before, except for people that deserve it, at least.
And if you don't want to use it, I can use it, but I am not normally up next to people, and we thought you might get more use out of it than I would, but
What else was there?
And we had these bolts that we found, these crossbow bolts. And I believe Zanashi, you said you wanted that hand crossbow, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if Alencia wants it, I can give it to her.
Yeah, this finely crafted hand crossbow, and these bolts here have all those bolts that we found have let's just say poison on the tip of them. That's what put me to sleep that first time.
So I don't know if you all knew this, but with my hands that can help close wounds, it could also inflict necrotic energy into someone using that same key energy. And if they're poisoned, it actually amplifies the effect by a huge amount. So we could perhaps I can keep the sword, and if Zanashi decides to use the crossbow, it would make incapacitating someone a lot easier. But she would have to use it as often as she uses her axe, and I don't know if that's what she wants to do or not.
I prefer to get it up into their face, but I don't mind firing at them from a distance until I close the gap.
There was also a lot of bolts that seem to have some kind of uh, poison
Yes.
tipped on them as well.
Yes, I said they're all poisoned, so it'll be very good.
And I do have my own poisonous kit, so it does make a lot of sense if I were to use it, but
I also, strangely, looking through my bag, find I have a second crossbow. It's a normal light crossbow, but whoever doesn't get it, if someone wants one, I picked one up at some point.
that's fine. Are you sure no one else can use it?
I think it's you and Zanashi that can use the
The
hand crossbow.
Yeah.
Well, I'd feel bad if I took both of these. I just
Look at it this way. You're taking them to protect us later. As far as I'm concerned, it's an investment in you. I can't use either one of those items.
I feel like just taking these items. I just feel more like a drow and less like the servant I've always been.
Are you trying to be someone you're not?
No, of course not.
Well, you are a drow.
I have one question for you, though. Do you feel that these weapons would be in better service in your hands or in the hands of another drow? Because I'm sorry, my friend, you are a drow, and what those drow do does not reflect on you.
I don't think I'll ever take pride in being a drow, and that's what's most complicated. I don't want this to be a part of me anymore.
Well, unless you'd figure out a spell that will make you into somebody else or into a different species, you will always be drow, and you will need to learn to travel with that. But that's on you.
I'll wield these for the sake of protecting us, of course. It will do a lot more than just a regular old staff, so I'm sure we'll make a lot of use out of this.
And the staff I could potentially use at some point, but for the moment I need the focus on my staff unless I can figure out a way to add that to my focus to your staff. But that's something we may be, if that would make you feel better, if that was the goal at the end of the day.
Right, it is a bit awkward using 3 weapons at once, but if I spend the rest of the week here learning how to use these weapons again, I mean, I was a teenager since I last wielded them, but I can confidently say I'll use them to the best of our ability.
That's all that we ask.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that kind of wrapping up, I do believe, Zanashi, you said that you wanted to make your way back out late at night.
Mm-hmm.
On the last night that we're here.
Yeah, last night we're there.
Okay. So,
I don't know if the trade caravan would come back in before, but
Well, I guess we'll have to see.
fair enough.
So, because of what was stated, if what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go day by day, but I'm gonna do it quickly. If there's anything you guys want to do that day, just interrupt me and let me know. So, the first day, as we move on to April 11th, with what so far had been explained that wants to be done, Modar, can you give me an Arcana check, please? That's a good
And I
way to
believe
start
I
it.
get my- And I believe I still get my D4 on top of that as well, correct?
I mean, if you feel like you need it, why not? Just
yeah,
to
okay. Yeah,
also
no,
point out, because I know that Alencia isn't at like full HP, you can go ahead and roll hit dice if needed as well. Oh, there's a nice roll. Okay. So then, April 11th going once. Twice. All right. April 12th, Modar will need another Arcana check from you. And then if anyone still needs hit dice rolled, go ahead. Ooh, another nice roll there, bud.
Yeah, no, and it's sorry, and my other D4 is on Tinkerer's Tools and Investigation, not Arcana.
Gotcha. Then after April 12th, if no one wants to do anything, we move to April 13th, which then Modar, another Arcana check, please.
Oh, should I double click? Sorry, it's habit from Fantasy Grounds to double click it.
Yeah, no problem. So with your checks, like the first night of you copying it over, this is just like clicking. It's running on like all cylinders. And like the next day of copying it down, you're making headway, but you do run into a little bit of issues comparatively from the night before, but nothing that hinders you copying the spell over. And then on the third day, you complete it. In fact, you actually do complete it in a couple of hours short of what you were anticipating. Estimating a rough 32 hours to get this done, you actually do get it completed in just 28.
Nice.
So, if nothing else, we can move to our next day of interest, which will prove to be April 15th when the caravan arrives back. And near like early afternoon, 11 a.m. in the morning, while you all are hanging out at the tavern, you'll see Munder make his way to the tavern inside. Good day. It does seem that we've run into a bit of luck, a bit early than anticipated, but the extra coinage is here. Now, perhaps we can conduct our business in a, well, what would be, I guess, more beneficial for both parties.
Togo, this is definitely your area of expertise. You're well more traveled than the rest of us.
Gladly. So, what are you interested in purchasing?
Well,
What fancies your mind?
those
What do you
change
truly desire?
those chain shirts are quite nice. And well, those bolts could pull in a nice little amount as well. And
We had some of us who had decided maybe on keeping some of the bolts. Zanashi, Alencia, how many of them were you thinking of keeping for yourselves? We had 140 total, is that right?
Yes, I believe that was our total.
70.
70? Alencia?
I don't actually have any. Wait, what's Zanashi using the bolts for?
Hand crossbow, but if you're taking a hand crossbow, I can give you the bolts.
If you want a normal crossbow, I also have a normal crossbow. Zanashi.
Assuming that I'm using the hand crossbow, and I'm pretty sure you already have a longbow, right? So it should be fine.
Yeah, I have a short bow.
Alencia would keep that hand crossbow and 40 bolts. So I think that would just leave 100.
Okay, I'll also keep like 40. So that leaves
there's
us at
plenty
60.
of other hand crossbows. Just one of them was the +1/+1.
That's true. So you
Yeah.
could still have a hand crossbow if you wanted. But like, which ones? There's like 20 of them that are already poisoned, and then
No, there's 140 of them that are poisoned. We have 140 poison
Yeah.
arrows. They're bolts.
Okay. Can it be assumed that I can poison my own crossbow bolts if I need to, right?
Yeah, like once you know or gather the materials, I would say, for the stuff you do know.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I think that would be good. I'll keep 40.
I'll keep 40 as well, which gives us 60. So
And Zanashi, were you keeping any at this point? If he took the +1/+1 crossbow or not, or were you keeping a hand crossbow on some of these?
Nah.
All right. I'll add hand crossbow.
And how many? You said that left 60 to sell, or how many of the bolts?
60 to sell.
60, yes.
Okay, so totaling it up for you all, for oh, I actually need to add a couple more things. I apologize. So, for everything that you guys have, the adamantium short swords, chain shirts, the bolts that you all don't wish to keep, along with the extra hand crossbows and all of that sort. Well, this is quite a big haul. How does 1,250 gold sound?
1,250 gold. So 1,250 gold for... Scrolling back up to make sure I have 8 short swords, 8 crossbows, 8 chain shirts, and 60 bolts. We did tell you that the bolts are already tipped with a poison, correct?
Yes, I took that into account as well. Not to mention the rareness of the ore, of how it was crafted.
I mean, for drow make, I feel like that would be maybe a little low. You think you can go 1325?
Give me a persuasion check.
What a hustler.
Persuasion.
1325. You say, well, that's it's a little bit more than I was hoping to spend, but you got yourself a deal.
Reach his hand out and shake vigorously. Appreciate doing business with you, sir.
Well, I will send someone a hand over to pick up the wares and bring each of you your payment as well. And then other than that, it was great doing business with you. What did you say that your name was again?
Togo's my name. Togo Hogfen.
Well, I must say, Togo, I haven't been, well, how you would say, outbartered in quite a long time. It was quite nice, and discussing the prices for these things with someone of your intelligence.
It's been a pleasure today, sir. Thank you very kindly.
You should have your gold later this evening, and I do hope the wares to be ready to go at that time as well.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to head back to the inn. Have we had a charge for staying at the inn for the last couple days?
Yeah, it would be 4 silver pieces for each night.
Okay. We just want to count it all up at the end and do one big.
Yep, and which moves us to later that evening, where each of well, not each of you, but you will receive a lockbox, and when it is opened and presented, you can see that it is full of gold. While still slightly small in size for a lockbox, it is definitely packed full of gold coins. The hand says, well, you can count it if you want, but he said it's all there.
I would.
I'll count mine.
You got the goods.
Yeah. It's I'm assuming we would just hand him the goods and.
Yeah, like he'll start putting them in like bags and crates and things of that nature, and then you'll see a couple of others come in, begin helping him carry it, place it on a cart outside, and then he'll say, well, Munder thanks you, and hope to see y'all again.
Have a good one.
Which then puts us, again, if nothing is looking to be completed other than just this transaction, will put us to the morning of April 16th, which is that long and waited for long rest completion. So each of you will have all your stuff back, hit dice, HP, all that good shit. So all good there.
Hey.
Long rest.
Alright, and those are for my potents that I just rolled.
My staff has 7 charges.
Or portents, sorry, portents.
Your what motor?
My portent rolls, I regain those after a long rest.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, that's not. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. Okay, and then it get clicked after a moment. Well, like I said, that does put everyone to the morning of April 16th, each of you are fully rested and ready to take on whatever lies ahead. Um, I do you think there's a couple of things that you all wanted to take care of before heading there? So, if that's still the case,
Zanashi was the only one that wanted to do something before we left, I believe.
oh yes, this would be the night before. So, Zanashi, what are you going to do before on the night of April 15th?
I'm going to go see the shrine again, and be looking around as I'm going to the shrine to see if there's people around.
Give me a perception check. All clear. You only see one person. They're just carrying back what seems to be a net full of fish.
Okay. How is like how realistic is the statue?
I would say like some of the features are kind of exaggerated in some ways, like maybe giving him like the statue like a stronger looking physique than what some of the other shrines may have entailed. But it's pretty well crafted and at least moderately realistic.
And what race is it?
Well, from the size, it most resembles like a Goliath, but from the straight appearance, it does seem to just be a large human.
Okay. So I'm assuming it's got fingers.
Correct.
I want to break one of those fingers off, take it as a trophy.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check. And try as you might, it just not break off. Like, try to get leverage in different angles, and it just doesn't seem like you can get either the appropriate angle or you're not mustering up enough strength.
I'm gonna give it a look around again to see if I see anybody.
From your last perception check, just being moments ago, I think enough time has passed. Go ahead and give me another perception check.
Well, there's a reason why I'm thinking I want to really look.
So as you take
I
a look,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as you take like a look around, you'll notice that there are two what look to be two children. You can see some of the light get caught in like in a reflection of their eyes, and they're like trying to hide behind like a little bit of a fence just down the road, but they are definitely staring right at you.
Okay, I'm going to take my hand off of my axe. So I was about to chop something off that damn statue. Reach into my coin purse and I'll take out a copper and put it in the offering and go back to the tavern and go to sleep.
All right. And after that, once you make your way back to the tavern and make your way up to the room and all that, get your rest for the night, then we'll move to the morning of April 16th. And you said that that was all that you guys were looking to do? And then head out this day, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else? Going once.
I mean, we should go tell the lady that we're leaving and heading out down that way, shouldn't we?
Yeah, the day that we leave, yeah, I would definitely let her know that we're heading there.
Okay,
I
that's
guess we
what I
should do
wanted
that.
to make sure of.
Yeah, no, the day that we leave, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do it the day before. I'd probably wait till the day we do leave because I want as much time in there before
Other
the
people show up.
before these guys and me do show up. Yeah, we're on horseback, so we can make it to there a lot quicker than she does, potentially, depending on how dangerous the road is through there. I know they mentioned something about desert. Is that land heading over there? Is that desert or is that grassland?
That's grassland. The desert's to the north of the Nyansima Mountains.
Okay.
Okay, well, if you are telling her that you're going to be heading out, or that to head out on the day that you are all actually leaving, she'll just let you know it's going to take just a bit of time for me to get some things together before hitting the road, but I'll be out in just an hour's time. If anything else is needed from me, please do let me know.
One last thing: are there trails? I said, is there an actual road leading to this mine at this point, or is it all just kind of through the grasslands? I know you pointed out on the map where the where this mine is. Is there a particular road that we should use to get there?
Well, there's more beaten paths, but we wanted to head directly to the road, and after experiencing what we did, to at least feel a little bit of safety. And with your horses and that moose that you have, you should find no issue heading through those grasslands. No direct paths, but you'll see where people have made their trails.
Understood. Thank you.
Well, and then I'll go get my things together and hit the road. Good luck to each of you.
Thank you.
Sure that you won't need it, but I guess it doesn't hurt.
We shall see.
All right, so I'm guessing after saddling up your horses, getting everything good to go on that end, you've made your transactions, all that good stuff. Everyone's ready to head out. My guess would be taking the most direct path.
Yes, and we're dividing that gold up evenly between everybody, or is one person holding it all?
I say we divide the gold up evenly between us.
So it's
That was a
three-
group effort.
Gotcha. So it's what 3,256.25, I think, is what I got out of dividing it for.
It was 1,300, not 13,000.
Oh, 1,300. Okay, gotcha. All right, sorry. I thought that was. I'm like, well, that's
1,325.
all right. I was gonna say that's okay. Sorry, it's late.
331 gold, or 331.25 gold.
331.25. Right.
How much do we owe in
It'd be
for the
2 gold and 4 silver apiece.
rooms?
Yeah, we'll just say 2 gold apiece because you all just like stayed a week. And as far as like you all know, when you handed her the 20 silver, she was like, "This is about as much as I make in a month." So, she'd probably cut you a deal, especially with your persuasion.
Fair enough. I wasn't gonna play in that place though. Like, ugh, no. Be bad for my reputation.
Probably. Then, if nothing else, what I will say as we begin to wrap it up, heading out along the path and down towards the shore, making your way down towards like the shoreline and following the waypoint on the map that is indicated by his. Each of you will arrive here a little bit late in the evening, about an hour after the sun has set, and reaching 8 p.m. here on April 16th. As each of you look around, you'll spot the entrance to the mine. While about 15 foot wide and 20 foot tall, it does seem to be a little bit of a larger entrance. As you make your way towards it, can each of you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Hey, that's okay.
So as you're making your way towards it, you'll see what seems to be seeping out of the walls from the cave entrance, and as this essence begins to peer out, you'll see it forming a skull. And as the skull comes forward towards each of you, opening its mouth, it doesn't seem to have any effect, but it leaves you all with a little bit of a looming feeling of what may be inside.
Oh, we passed the saving throw?
Yep.
I thought I failed.
Oh yeah, you got close, but you still passed, bud.
I was getting ready to run and scream.
But just as like
That's just the master we know.
the skull like kind of like reaches you, it'll begin to like dissipate and just like eventually move to nothing. And what lays before you, you just hear coming from inside, ting, ting. And that's where we're gonna go ahead and call tonight's session.
Siak.
Lovely.
So, you all have made it to the mine. It's a little late in the day after traveling on horseback, but you're here. We'll talk in Discord, make sure that we're good for next week, but as far as I know, we're good to go.
Should be, yeah.
Yeah, we should be. Like I said, right now,
Yeah.
things with my work are. I talked to you earlier. I'm hoping that next week is fine, and it's not till the week after that things start going screwy. But we'll see.
I feel a sore coming, but it might get better, it might not. So.
Salt water.
I trust me, I have remedies for this shit.
Or you can just cut off your tongue.
It'd be hard to RP with no tongue.
Yeah, it kind of would, wouldn't it?
We've done it before, but definitely was a little difficult. But we'll do this quickly.
Yeah.
So if anyone has anything they'd like to shout out, go ahead and wrap it up. I believe that Clue's probably falling asleep every second.
Yeah, I ain't got anything to say other than good night.
Anybody else?
No.
No.
Well, I think we're good for tonight. Maybe we should be playing tomorrow night with Move Annihilation with Clue. I know he's not saying it now because he's tired, but
Right.
maybe possibly see people there tomorrow.
Yep, hopefully. Like I said, tomorrow night, Tomb of Annihilation. The rest of the week, we will have more of the World of Elista, new campaign. Hopefully starting on Monday, at least for a session like 0.51 style thing. Other than that, affiliates from the maps, sounds, all that kind of stuff that we had tonight up in the top left. That's been scrolling through. You can find all their links down below with the Naruto picture. You can click that and be invited to my Discord server. Come join and hang out. If you haven't already, please do drop a follow so this way you can be alerted for when the stream goes live. And also, you can find the links for YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of stuff down lower as well. Drop a follow there, subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff. But other than that, have a good night. Hopefully, see some of you tomorrow. I know I'll see Clue and Pistol tomorrow. Hi, guys.
Night.
Good night. Oh, dang it. I had something. Wait.